All right. Hey again, everyone. Craig Galbraith, editorial director with Channel Futures, here for another edition of Channel Futures TV. Pleased to be speaking today with Eric Herzog. Eric is Chief Marketing Officer with Infinidat. Eric, how are you?
Great, Craig. How you doing? Great to be back on Channel Futures. Been on a couple times when I was with another company, so really enjoy spending time with you guys.
Love that. Love that. Glad to have you. So I want to talk about storage today. How are expectations among enterprise customers for storage changing? And how is storage technology evolving?
Well, there are a number of things, and partners need to be aware of these changes to make sure that they're delivering the right solutions to their end users. So first of all, overall, across all IT, of course, is an emphasis on cybersecurity. And what the partners need to realize that this includes an increasing emphasis on cyber resilience in their storage estate. So as a partner, they need to position that, yes, we've got edge protection, we've got protection to try to track down the bad guy when they breach you, but at the same time, you'd include storage in your overall cybersecurity corporate strategy. And if you leave storage out, that's a real problem. Obviously, they need to learn to treat cybersecurity related to storage as if it was a natural disaster, an earthquake, a flood, a fire in their data center. These things can be disastrous. Obviously, as the press reports on a continual basis, the amounts of the ransom are huge. And malware, of course, is done maliciously. So that's literally destroying your data. So you want to make sure that if you do have an attack, you can get almost near instantaneous recovery with what is referred to as a known good copy. So you want to make sure that you can do that. I think the second area that's a great business opportunity for the partner base is the use of AI operations technology called AI Ops across their data center. This includes things like VMware, ServiceNow. These are vendors that do what's known as AI Ops across the data center. We include AI Ops in our storage systems. And what that means is we have the technology, to using AI-based technology to monitor the storage, to make recommendations to the end user, and to do, quite honestly, self-analysis on support and services needs. But you want to make sure that that integrates also with the larger data center packages like a ServiceNow or a VMware. And the last thing is to look for things that do autonomous automation. Okay, when you take a look at the storage estate of the average storage admin at the end users of the partners, particularly if you look at the global Fortune 2000, the amount of physical capacity they're managing is dramatically larger. It's exponentially larger than, let's say, for example, 10 years ago. But at the same time, the big enterprises are not running around and hiring a bunch of storage admins. So they're telling the admins to manage more without additional human resources. So the autonomous automation play allows them to manage that storage more effectively and to basically do things that used to be a storage admin's job. Now the storage can do it on itself. So those are the big trends that we see and the technology changes that affect the business partner and channel community.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So let's talk about partners a little more. What are some ways that channel partners can differentiate themselves and maybe offer more value to their enterprise and service provider customers?
Well, one of the big things is to make sure that you're delivering real tangible value to the end users with what the partners are offering. So for example, one of the big trends, of course, for the last 5 or 6 years has been the move to all flash arrays. And the all flash arrays do make the real world applications in SAP and Oracle faster. So they want to make sure that when they do that, they offer the right kind of all flash array that minimizes what's known as latency. Latency, which is a storage geek term. CIOs don't know that term, but what they do know is, can you take my SAP workload from 3 hours to 30 minutes? And the lower the storage latency, which comes with an all flash array, like our InfiniBox SSA2 does, that will make the applications in real world faster, 3.5 hours down to 30 minutes. So that has real tangible value to a CIO or even to the storage admins because it makes them look better with the application side of the house. I think the other thing that they need to look at is 100% availability. Even before COVID, almost every Fortune 2000, maybe even Fortune 5000 company was offering 24/7 operation. And any company that's global has got operations in Asia, in Europe, in the Americas. So they're running data centers all the time. That also means that their customers, their partners, their constituents of their end users are all trying to access storage all the time. So you want to make sure that you've got 100% availability. And for example, with Infinidat, we offer a 100% availability guarantee. Now, CIOs that the partners deal with hate storage. I'm almost 70 years old and I've been doing storage since most people listening to this weren't even born. And trust me, I have never met a CIO, and I've worked at three of the largest storage companies in the world, as well as 7 startups. Never met a CIO who used to be a storage admin. They know they need storage, but they view it as a pain in their rear. So what you want to do is make sure that you position the storage as a critical component in their application layer, what it will do for Oracle, what it will do for SAP, for their finance application, for their logistics application. And you want to position storage as a way to cut costs. Most CIOs think storage is a pain. But when you've got the right storage technology, for example, one of our global Fortune 50 accounts took 57 storage arrays from a competitor, consolidated it down to 10. So they reduced their CapEx because they were going to refresh the 57. Instead of buying 57 things, they bought 10. So that's CapEx expenses. They saved approximately $30 million on that deal. But also there's less to manage, less power, less cooling, less floor space, less operational management. So again, the partner that worked that deal with Infinidat also was told by the end user savings of close to $5 million a year on pure operational expenses. So you want to position a storage not as something that's costly, but something that can save them money. Okay. And then as we already mentioned, cybersecurity is a big trend. So you want to make sure that what the partner is offering the end user incorporates cyber resiliency from a storage perspective. By the way, in addition to a way to sell more storage for the partner, is a way for them to sell together. It's a cross-sell opportunity. They're going to sell security technologies, right? They're going to do that already. Then they glom onto that storage that has cyber resilience. So it allows them to increase the deal size, increase the margin, and quite honestly, increase the true value to the end user. So those are what we see as things that can really differentiate a channel partner as they approach a storage sale with an end user.
Yeah, great advice there, Eric. And just so you know, here at Channel Futures, we don't find storage to be a pain in the rear.
That's awesome. I love you guys.
All right, let's talk more about trends. What should channel partners be watching for in the market this year and beyond?
Absolutely. The number one thing is still all about cyber resilience and cybersecurity. The United States federal government just passed a law in mid-March requiring all companies from the Fortune 500 down to Herzog's Bar and Grill, all government agencies, as well as local government, city government, county government, school districts, public universities. For example, I went to the University of California. The University of California is attacked. They have to report it to the United States federal government. So this is not going away. It's in the news everywhere. And for any of the partners that are selling to global Fortune 2000s that have operations all over the world, this is an issue that's not a US only issue. It's a global issue. So they need to, especially the partners that are selling to their end users that have operations all over the world and data centers all over the world, they need this. So cyber resiliency is clearly it. Related to that, of course, is anything around malware, ransomware. Remember, from an end user perspective, the partner can confidently say to any end user, Mr. Customer, it's not when you'll be attacked or if you're going to be attacked, it's how often you're going to be attacked. And all this stuff is done James Bond-like. It's all surreptitious. No malware or ransomware is going to pound on the chest of the CIO or the CISO or the VP of infrastructure saying, hey, guess what? I'm going to steal your data or destroy it. It's all done on the down low, all done on the sly. So it's very, very important for partners to be on the lookout, particularly those partners that offer post-sale service contracts, an MHP type of deal, an MSP type of deal. They need to make sure that they're building in as part of their service, cyber resilience and cybersecurity. By the way, it's also a way to make their MSP services, their MHP services more valuable compared to the competition. The last thing I think is really looking at white glove service. Yes, this is an old world concept, but it's a big deal. As storage administrators are managing more and more storage on tighter and tighter budgets, the last thing they want is poor service and poor support. So as example, Infinidat is the leader for the last 4 years, one of the leaders in the Gartner Storage Magic Quadrant. And in that, one of the things they use is called Gartner Peer Insights. We have over 500 of them. Our overall rank is 4.9 out of 5, almost perfect. But most importantly, and Gartner pointed this out in the last Magic Quadrant, in the Peer Insights, many of our customers, and by the way, it's a blind review, they don't know who the end user is, and it has to be an end user. So in that case, they pointed out in writing in the Magic Quadrant that Infinidat has a number of customers that talk about their white glove support and service and how good it is. So one, you want to have a vendor like that, like what we have and what is validated by Gartner, as well as over 500 end user reviews, but they also want to do it themselves. Right now, people are looking for that. And particularly around storage, the partners can look like a hero by having the right storage and the right services around that storage that the partner can offer. Not only because it really does entrench them in the account, but it also increases the deal size. And service and support, as all the partners know, is probably the most profitable aspect that a partner can do. We love for them to sell Infinidat. I'm sure Microsoft and Oracle love for them to sell their software. But the most profitable business for most channel partners is what they do around their services layer. And that's an ideal opportunity. So they want to make sure that they do that.
Good stuff, Eric. Good stuff. So finally, what is Infinidat doing to equip and inspire its channel partners to take advantage of these new and exciting opportunities that are out there to increase business and strengthen their market presence?
So we're doing a couple of things. First of all, we do 90% of our global revenue through our channel partners. We're looking for strong partners that have the right technical capabilities, but also, like us, are into doing the right support and service, as again, Gartner pointed out in the Magic Quadrant. We also have strong partner incentives. We make sure that we put our money where our mouth is. So for example, one partner in North America off one deal, that partner got a $100,000 bonus. No kidding. So you want to back that up. We have a co-sell model. We don't sell against. One of our big competitors has been noted in the channel press all over the world as starting to take deals direct. Well, that's not selling with the partner, that's selling against the partner. So we have a co-sell model. All of our partner managers in Europe, North America, and Asia, all of them know how to sell to end users. They're not just channel bureaucrats calculating the co-op and the MDF, and there's value in that. But the partner can rely on those partner managers to go make a sales call with them. We also have in the field account teams. Those account teams, same thing. They are trained and they are told to sell with partners. So whether that be in EMEA and APJ, and definitely here in North America, we have tons of global Fortune 50 accounts. By the way, over 25 of the global Fortune 50 buy from Infinidat. Pretty not bad, given that we're a small company, aggressive and growing, but we're small. Now, we did grow 40% year to year last year, so that's great. But we're up against the biggest customer companies in the world selling to those customers. So making sure we have that co-sell model in place. Well, of course, one of the biggest storage companies in the world, as publicly documented in multiple channel publications all over the world, has been taking deals direct. We don't do that. So the co-sell model is important to that. Training and support resources. We've got a partner portal, easy to access, easy to use, but we have dedicated training resources just for partners. Yes, we have enablement resources for our own sales teams, but we have dedicated resources in Europe and APJ and in the United States whose entire job is to do nothing but enable partners on the technology and how to sell. So we've got tons of presentations that are very geeky, perfect for the storage admin. We also have tons of presentations about why cyber resilience is important for the CISO or the CIO, who usually know almost nothing about storage. So why does that matter? And that's the type of stuff that's available. And lastly is a world-class partner program. We've won awards all over the world. In fact, there happened to be a storage-centric award set of awards coming up in the UK, and we are nominated for Best Channel Partner Program in the UK. And I'm personally nominated as a best human, I guess, if you are working with a channel in the UK. And of course, I happen to live in Silicon Valley. So we pride ourselves on what we do with our partners. We want the best of the best, and we do whatever it can to help them grow their revenue, their margin, and deliver products that don't fail. So they don't look bad. We don't look bad. And in fact, many of our end users have put in public references, as well as in the Gartner peer insights that they've had Infinidat products sitting in the corner for 2 or 3 years, never had to touch it. It autonomously and automatically manages itself, reconfigures based on application workload and use case when they point a new server at it. And bottom line is when there's a port and service problem, like a bad cable or power supply, we proactively, because of our AI ops technology, automatically let the end user know. That's the kind of solution partners want to deliver to their end user base, particularly in the storage world, which is highly competitive, and they need to be very differentiated.
All right, Eric, great talking storage with you today. Also great to learn about the latest at Infinidat. Thanks for joining me for this edition of Channel Futures TV.
Great. Thank you very much. And again, we love working with the Channel Futures team.
Appreciate it.